I think my prayer, my intention is always just to be open, to receive, because the gifts are everywhere. And every encounter, which I just had the most amazing encounter with a woman at lunch that went for an hour and a half, maybe even a little longer, as she unfolded her story. And I found myself so engrossed in her story, I just wanted to hear it. And I'm still processing that. I'm so deeply touched by the fact that she shared. So it is the connection, just like the title of the conference talks about, making connections.
As spiritual directors, I think it is incumbent upon us to go within and to ask ourselves, what do I need to heal today? And who do I need to forgive?
Going to seminary and being ordained means you follow really prescribed steps. And spiritual direction allowed for a lot more ambiguity. It allowed for storytelling to be just that, storytelling. It allowed for not having the answers right away, to not have to rush to what this theologian said or that theologian said. And so I, with her encouragement and some referrals, I explored different groups, and I landed on one that I felt really called to. They balanced academic with practice. And when I started, I knew immediately that that was for me.
I think the key, or one of the keys, is try to know your neighbor. Try to speak to him. Don't hesitate to ask questions, to be personal, but don't make yourself a politician.
Really, to everyone, as I was hearing during this workshop, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper.
I loved that both of the messages were about being comfortable with the not knowing. I loved that because I want to know and I want to figure stuff out, and so it just I appreciated that message.
Within my community, I do things that lots of other people don't necessarily understand with the spiritual direction work, and so coming here, it's still my people, it's my tribe in a different way.
I have to plant seeds of uncertainty and unknowing, and for me that's my life's work, to know that I can't know. I don't know and I can't know, and I'm not running the show. And that dream, although I've worked it to understand it to this point, is going to teach me for the rest of my life.
And in the last 2 years, I've sat down to have these conversations with I don't know how many strangers. And each time I sit down with these strangers, I have that moment when I know them before they've ever opened their mouths. I know everything about them. I know who their people were, as we say down in Texas. I know where they came from. I know where they're going. I know their inventory. I know everything. And I am always absolutely wrong.
And so what I've found as my life has unfolded in these really curious ways is actually that there is no one right way to be spiritual.
As a seeker, I think one of the key elements is recognizing that there's one universal truth in all things, and that universal truth is love. And when we can become vulnerable and let that vulnerability lead us into an openness where we can find the common thread within all things and everything, we can begin to build a tapestry that ties us all together, because that is why we're here.
Just yesterday, I gave a presentation to a group of spiritual directors, and part of what was so fulfilling is that here was a group of maybe 30 people who had never met before, and they got into groups of 4 to share their dreams with each other. And immediately, just by sharing their dreams, there was a very close bond, a soul-to-soul connection that was, you could feel it in the room, and everybody felt it. So to just be there and hear somebody share their dream, that in itself can be a healing experience.
when I accompany others in that exploration, it's the invitation for them to begin to author their story. And they have choices about the way they're going to author that story, right? They can author it in a redemptive way, or they can author it in a contaminated way. And I think over the course of spiritual direction, we want to invite them to just never land on a story, never be finished, because our stories are never finished. They're ongoing, they're evolving. I believe that there's always more to be revealed. I believe it's not a matter of trying to figure out why things happened. Our egos want to figure that out, but I think our spirit, in our heart, it's listening for the revelation. What goodness, truth, and beauty and love could be revealed in all of our life experience. So it's that tending the revelation, listening for that deepest voice within that I think perhaps whispers to us, but is always there, I think, giving voice to a more complete story.
Talking about this wave that comes in and reconfigures, and I think that we're a wave that's about to hit the world, has been and will continue, but maybe in a more powerful way, hitting the world and reconfiguring what we move across. And I really have a sense of that, and I think that it's profound.